Space. Wanna go to space?
Okay, this makes more sense. ScienceAlerts.com. Ominous green lasers shot over Hawaii didn't come from NASA satellite after all.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
and there's a photo up here, and I'll play the video for those watching. It looks like, I don't know, there's multiple lines, green lines. It almost looks like a curtain or something up in the sky.
Yeah, well, it looks like lasers
Yeah,
shooting
they're
down
lasers, yep.
from the sky. It's a wide shot of an entire night sky. And it's kind of a time-lapse type of video of these lasers equidistant apart, sort of shooting down one by one. It's very strange.
Yeah.
And it must be gigantic because you can see the dome of perhaps it's a, what do you call it? Observatory, with the big telescope and stuff below it. And you've got these gigantic green lasers coming down from the night sky, just sort of drifting across the scene here.
So let's see what they say here. Above the islands of Hawaii on January 28th, a green laser was seen piercing the night sky, silently tracing a path towards the horizon like a stutter in the Matrix's code. That's a good way to describe it. The scene was caught on camera from a telescope atop Hawaii's tallest peak. And we were showing the video there. Thankfully, this wasn't some alien spaceship scanning Earth for signs of life. It appears the mysterious green beams actually came from an orbiting satellite, but not the one we expected.
Oh, a different one.
Originally, experts at the National Astronomical Observatory of Japan, NAOJ, which co-owns the camera, announced on Twitter that the green light probably came from a radar device on an orbiting satellite known as ICES-2.
ICESat.
Okay, yeah, that makes more sense. ICESat-2 is owned by NASA, and it's used to keep an eye on the thickness of Earth's sea ice sheets, and forests.
Yeah,
but,
this is kind of an Antarctic update. We have talked about ICESat before.
I think that's why okay, there you go. Maybe that's why I thought in my head that it was Antarctica when I was putting it together. Anyway, but on 6 February 2022, NAOJ updated their footage of the laser beam, saying that based on the trajectory, it was unlikely to be NASA after all. Quote, according to Dr. Martino Anthony J., a NASA scientist working on ICESat-2 Atlas, it is not by their instrument, but by others. Others. A note on the YouTube video explains. Oh, okay. You know who else talked about others doing stuff? Is that Secretary of Defense back in 1997. Others making earthquakes and stuff, Quote, his colleagues, Dr. Alvaro Ivanov et al., did a simulation of the trajectory of the satellites that have a similar instrument and found a most likely candidate as the ACDL instrument by the Chinese Daki-1 Ames satellite. Chinese Basil.
Chinese satellite shooting lasers at Hawaii. That's
Quote,
cool.
We really appreciate their efforts in the identification of the light. We are sorry about our confusion related to this event and its potential impact on the ICESat-2 team. China's Daki-1 satellite was launched in April last year, and similar to ICESat-2, it's an atmospheric environment monitoring satellite.
Yeah, kind of like their balloon.
Yeah,
kind of like their meteorological balloon.
Yeah, a little more high tech, I suppose, shooting down lasers. But yeah, okay. That means it's in orbit around Earth in order to monitor global carbon levels as well as atmospheric pollution. Daki-1, and this is what's weird with Science Alert here, it turns kind of into a commercial for this thing, for this Chinese spy satellite. Daki-1 contains 5 instruments to help it do this, including ACDL, which stands for Aerosol and Carbon Dioxide Detection LiDAR. LiDAR is an acronym for laser imaging detection and ranging, and it works a little like sonar, but instead of sending out sound waves to map an area, it sends out laser beams.
Pew, pew,
And it's
pew,
these
pew.
lasers that are believed to have lit up the sky over Hawaii at the end of January. In the case of ACDL, it can send out dual wavelength lasers at specific wavelengths in order to detect various molecules in Earth's atmosphere. The time it takes for these laser beams to bounce back provides information on the composition of the atmosphere and ground below. For example, blah, blah, we don't care about the example there. It's detecting stuff. in its early days for Daki 1, so we're still waiting for results from its scans. But if all goes to plan, the satellite is just the start of China's plan to keep tabs on air pollution. I think this is going to be a part of the whole carbon credit system and the ESG and all of it. Quote, China will produce a series of Daki satellites in the future, which will be used to monitor atmospheric pollution, provide remote sensing data support for environment authorities, and also support
the Carbon Tax Bureau.
Yeah, and also support scientific research into global climate change. The March 2021 press release explained, quote, Daki 1 will be networked with other satellites, including Daki 2, to realize greenhouse gas monitoring and help China achieve reduction of carbon emissions. It's yet to be seen whether these green atmospheric detecting lasers may become more common as China achieves its goals. Oh, we're going to have more laser. Anytime you see a green laser in the sky now, no, don't worry about it. It's just China taking a look at us.
It is a sort of strange dystopian look into the future. They're trying to make this sound, so innocent and
it's for climate change.
Dangerous.
China just wants to help Bill Gates defeat climate change.
Yeah, it's to save the world. It's to measure air pollution so China can be better and more green, which is weird because, okay, why are you measuring? Go measure your own air, China. Why are you measuring our air?
Well, Hawaii specifically, maybe they see some vulnerabilities,
Sure. I'd be very curious. I mean, of course, and if it's China, of course it has some sort of spying capability if it wanted to, even if it's just spying on our air pollution. Who knows?
Collecting data on the climate, and then we will tax you if you have fart too much. So
in addition to that part of the dystopia, the sort of social credit score, carbon tax, pollution
ESG,
Bureau,
2030,
ESG,
UN,
2031,
sustainable development.
I mean, seeing these green lights shoot down from a satellite becoming a regular occurrence.
Oh, okay, there they are. They're scanning us right now.
You see
super
the
dystopian.
scan. You see the scan of the government scanning the air pollution on your property, and you just immediately look down and see your carbon taxes getting deducted from your account.
Your CBDC account is draining. No, I only had 2 hamburgers. What are you doing?
Yeah. I mean, that's not too far off. That's crazy.
Well, I hope the nations each pick a color. They should have picked red, obviously, but maybe
so we know.
Yeah, and then when Russia does it, it'll be a rainbow, so we'll know it's Putin. This is rainbow colored.
No, that'll be ours, of course.
I don't know, man. Didn't you hear about the rainbow colored changing shape shifting thing that the Russians saw?
Oh, the balloon, you mean? The UFO.
The balloon. I forgot. Sorry. Yeah. And maybe that would be good. Like a little pattern of balloons, but it's just an illusion. That's your laser.
Yeah. More balloons, please, Putin. Show us more of your cool balloons.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get out of here, Gons. Your brain is broken.
Thanks. Appreciate it. But you know what's not broken, though? My golf swing. That's right.
Yeah.
My fresh golf swing that I resurrected from age 5.
Neuroplasticity. When you get older, you got to start trading skills out for new ones.
Apparently, yeah.